start in the AFC East. Who's the most important non-quarterback in that division?
Rookie wide receiver for the Dolphins, Jalen Waddle. Greeny, Jalen Waddle at Alabama had 17 touchdown catches for 757 yards. He averaged almost 45 yards per touchdown catch. This is a playoff caliber football team that needs to find an explosive weapon on offense. Jalen Waddle brings them that.
Let's go out west. Mike Tannenbaum. Who's the most important non-quarterback in the AFC West?
It is Derwin James, Greeny. He's only played in 5 games in 2 years, and you and I both love Justin Herbert. We know how explosive that offense is going to be. We know about Joey Bosa. But for the Chargers to close the gap on the Chiefs, Derwin James is going to have to play elite, and he is going to have to play in all 17 games.
Yes, which, to your point, almost never seems to happen. He was brilliant as a rookie, and he's been banged up ever since. Dan, let's go to the AFC North. Who's the most important non-quarterback in that division?
Big play OBJ. For as great as his offense in Cleveland was last year, they need someone to create big plays in the pass game for them. Last year, they were 25th in the NFL in 25-yard or more passes. He can bring that to this offense. The big play action bombs down the middle of the field to stretch the sideline. Odell Beckham closes the gap between the Browns and a Super Bowl.
I like that a lot. The Browns, obviously, a team thinking about winning that division. How about their arch-rival Steelers, who are 2 days away from kicking off the preseason with the Hall of Fame game against the Cowboys? And, of course, one of the big questions heading into the season, can the Steelers turn around what was an incredibly disappointing end to 2020? They began 11-0. They wound up losing 4 of their last 5 and then getting bounced out in the playoffs quickly. And we were talking this morning, Mike T, and you were saying there was one factor and one player on that team who will be critical, and it isn't the one anyone is expecting.
Yeah, it's Najee Harris, and whether or not he's an effective pass protector. Let me tell you a story, Greeny. When we traded for Brett Favre, he's like, I need one thing. I'm like, Brett, we just traded for you. We'll name the George Washington Bridge after you, whatever you need, buddy. And he's like, I need a veteran running back who knows pass protection. If we have that, we're going to be great. And when you think about the fact that they have 3 new offensive linemen in Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger is going to need to know that that rookie running back knows protections, knows when to go out for a hot. He needs to know what to do. And if he doesn't know, if he's not comfortable with that at 39 years old with 3 new offensive linemen and a rookie running back, this is really going to hurt the Steeler offense.
Well, to Dan Orlovsky, the reason I wanted this in the show today is because I think it is a great example of the little things that many fans might not pick up on or realize are important. I think Najee Harris is going to be the offensive rookie of the year. I think he's going to run wild this season, and that's all well and good. But if he can't pick up pass protection in this way, then maybe he can't even be on the field all the time. As a quarterback, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a fair point, but let me be very clear. They did not pick Najee Harris in the first round to be a pass protecting back, and I think Mike T agrees with that. Like, you better go be a dude. I don't need you to excel in that right now. I think overall for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, I'd say number one, they're going to have to be the first team to do something that's never been done. I don't know how this offense, with a bad offensive line and an old quarterback, becomes explosive. Like that, I don't think that's ever happened in the NFL, to have an old quarterback, bad offensive line, and still be explosive on offense. Now, 2 of the ways I do think they can do it, Greeny, is one, they got to become less predictable. Last year, this offense was just too predictable. Big Ben wasn't under center enough, and when he was, they were going to hand it off. When he was in the gun, it was going to be a pass. So, they've got to figure out putting Ben more under center, having him more in the play-action game. 2, utilize more of this at-the-snap or pre-snap motion that everybody does in the NFL except basically the Steelers. They need to do more of it. But Najee Harris is going to be a really, really, really good player, but his impact on this offense should be significantly greater than whether you could pick up the blitzing Mike linebacker or not.
Yeah, no, Dan, if Rex Ryan was sitting right here, someone I worked with for 4 years would tell you that if a rookie running back doesn't know protection,
it's coming.
They're going to blitz from
doubt.
pregame. So, look, he's a great player, and yeah, he needs to be a dude, but if he doesn't know protections, it's going to hurt the Steeler offense.
Yeah, and that would be the point. Maybe he can't be on the field all the time, so that's why it's interesting to watch. Dan, generally speaking, I agree with you. Shefty, when you talk to people in and around the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's such split opinion on what people expect from them. They have a Hall of Fame coach, they have a Hall of Fame quarterback, and an elite defense. What are you hearing from people about Pittsburgh?
Well, I think people are higher on the Steelers than Mike Tannenbaum is right now. Mike Tannenbaum has them written off for the upcoming season. And I think we go back to last year, and look at Pittsburgh. They were the last unbeaten team in the league. At one point, they were rolling along. Looked like they were bound to go to the Super Bowl, and then they just self-destructed towards the end of the year. Lots of injuries, turnovers, everything went south, and it seemed to start when they started playing in Cincinnati for whatever reason. And I think this team is trying to get back some of those injured defensive players like Devin Bush, get those guys healthy, run the football, play old-style football to get back to where they were and to prove somebody like Mike Tannenbaum wrong and to get the Steelers back to where we usually see them.
All right, we will see how the Pittsburgh Steelers are able to do. Next issue. Today, if you look at your calendars, August 3rd. That means two things. One, it's 3 shopping days until my birthday. Second, today is Tom Brady's 44th birthday. Let's talk about what that means. Again, Tampa Tom about to become just the 4th quarterback in the Super Bowl era to start a single game at age 44. The others are Vinny Testaverde, Warren Moon, and Steve DeBerg, who combined to start 5 games in their age 44 season. How about more crazy stats? Brady has won more playoff games since turning 40 than 5 active NFL franchises have won in their history. He's also older than 13 current NFL coaches. 5,400 different players have been drafted in the NFL since he was in the year 2000. The numbers just are ridiculous. In fact, I would add, today is also Zach Wilson's birthday, the young quarterback for the Jets. He's exactly half Brady's age. He turns 22 today. Brady turns 44. Dan, is there any reason, can Tom Brady be better at 44 than he's ever? What are you waving at me?
Anytime you have Tom Brady and you come to me and say, can he? My answer is yes. I don't care what the question is. I'm not saying no, okay? Can he be better? Absolutely. I like, my answer is yes. I don't care what you are going to come after you say, can he? What the words are that follows, it's going to be yes, because all this guy does is go and prove. Yes, yes, yes. Can he be better? Absolutely, because they're going to put O.J. Howard in this offense, Antonio Brown in this offense, Gio Bernard in this offense, and I'm never going to doubt Tom Brady.
Well, let's ask one Michigan man about another Michigan man. What is your sense, again, on Brady's 44th birthday, of his expectations and his team's expectations going into a season where they'll be defending a Super Bowl crown?
They think they're going to be better than last year, which is hard to imagine, right? But again, last year, irregular offseason program, getting used to the offense. They had some injuries. They get people back. Now he's comfortable in the offense. Now he has the players he wants. Now he has the confidence of winning a Super Bowl. Now, technically, they should really be rolling when they were rolling at the end of last year. At one point, they were 7-5. They picked up steam, and then nobody could stop them. And they don't believe that there's any reason that this team shouldn't be better this year. The defense should be better. Brady should be more comfortable. Now, again, it's August, right? Everybody feels that way. And then the season starts and we see what turns out to be fact and fiction. But this team feels like it has the talent and potential to be better than it was last year.
No, and I think all the logic suggests that that's exactly right, Shefty. And so what is the answer to that question? As a GM, you have to be planning for the future. They've done that. They drafted Kyle Trask. By the way, when Trask was born, the eventual replacement for Brady, Brady was a junior in college. So I have numbers coming out as anywhere you're looking for today. But what is your sense of this?
Greeny, as you would like to say, sneaky big news, and Dan touched on it. O.J. Howard only played in 4 games. When you go back to those great Patriot offenses and how many good tight ends they had over the years, O.J. Howard could be a great player. So I agree with what Adam said about preparation time, but O.J. Howard could be a difference maker for them. So remarkably, they could be better. And here's something else about his age. He is 15 years older than Carson Wentz. And we would have said this 2 months ago, regardless of his current foot situation. We all thought Tom Brady had a better chance of playing 17 games than Carson Wentz. His durability is remarkable for somebody that's so much older than his peers.
See that, Dan? Why did you have to do that?
I don't know. Who put you up to this? Marcus Spears? Was it Mina Kimes? Was it all the Cowboys fans? Who put you up to this, Tannenbaum?
It's just the facts. I think that's FACTS, Dan. The facts.
he just comes in for absolutely no reason. He's just coming at Orlovsky.
Yeah, I don't understand it, Greeny. Also, just touching on the Tom Brady thing, I make fun of my friends who are 44 years old, and I call them old. So I don't,
How old are you?
North of 44.
Yeah, Shefty, how old are you?
54, and we should all be as pliable as Tom Brady.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Orlovsky, you're the only one in this conversation who's not older than Tom Brady. So we all took that personally. All right, coming up, we're down to 2 teams. The basketball tournament championship game for $1 million. It's Boeheim's Army taking on Blue Collar U. It's 9 Eastern on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap. Coming up, the one thing Trevor Lawrence has to handle right away in the NFL. Dan will tell you what it is and why it is the key to his team's entire season. Plus, Mahomes, the magician, how Patrick surprises even himself with his creativity. Coming up, you're watching Get Up on ESPN.